Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. This is the fourth episode of the series, and Naruto is sharper than he lets on, and he has learned jujitsu and secret knowledge from all across Konoha as he grew up. To show your support, like and subscribe. Let's get this show going. Next morning finds those who passed the first part of the test standing outside the dreaded Forest of Death, and by just looking at it one can tell it deserves its name. Alright, welcome to Training Ground 44, otherwise known as the Forest of Death. Called out Anko cheerfully. Glad you all made it, means more blood to be at Naruto. You've been here before, right? Asked Sasuke. Yeah, I've been going in there for a few years now, replied Naruto. It's a great place to loot the dead and get some new jutsu scrolls and all kinds of weapons, plus any cash they had on them. You're the one who's been doing that? Asked Anko in shock. Man kid, you must have balls of steel or something you could say that, replied Naruto as he thought about just how well endowed he was. Anyway, let me explain what this test is, said Anko. Your objective is to get to the tower in the center of the forest with both a heaven scroll and a earth scroll. Each team will get only one, which means there will be 15 of each scroll. Wow, that means there's a good chance that we'd make it, Sakura told her teammates. We also planned something extra this year, continued Anko. There is one ocean scroll hidden in the forest, and if you find it, so long as you have one of the other two, you can head to the tower. Find and bring back all three and you'll get a special reward. What kind of reward? Asked Kankuro. A jutsu scroll from one of our shinobi's libraries for your team, answered Anko. That means only one scroll, not one for each member. This got everyone's attention as a new jutsu scroll is very valuable to any ninja worth their salt. Now onto the rules, said Anko. First off, you have 5 days to reach the tower. Failure to do so means you're done, and you have to stay in the forest for the entire 5 days. But what about food and water? Complained Choji. There's plenty of things to eat in the forest, just watch out for the poison plants and animals, said Anko. Now rule number 2, you must have all members of your team with you. If one of them dies or becomes incapacitated, you're done. Third, you are not allowed to look in any of the scrolls. As Chunin, you'll be tasked with carrying classified documents. That's one of the main points of this test, to see if you're trustworthy to carry important and classified documents. The other is survival. Man, this sounds a lot harder than the first part, said a random Jonan from the hidden waterfall. That's the point, said Anko. This isn't meant to be a walk in the park. Oh, also I'm going to need you to sign these release forms so our village isn't responsible for your deaths, as some of you will die. So if you don't want to possibly die, leave. While a lot of the Jonan were nervous, they all stayed and signed the release forms and then given one of the scrolls. Once everyone was given their scrolls, Shade burst out of the forest and walked over to Anko. There you are, said Anko as she pulled out a blue-capped scroll. Here's the ocean scroll, keep it away from these maggots, alright? Got it, replied Shade as Anko tied the scroll to his side inside a scroll case. Then ran back into the woods. Was that a kitsune? Asked Temari. Sure was, though not entirely sure why it's taken to hanging around here, replied Anko. Just know that you can't kill him no matter what. You'll have to get the scroll from him in another way. Why can't we kill it? Asked Sakura. Because he has some powerful friends who'd get revenge on whoever killed him, answered Anko. Now head to your assigned gate and get ready to start. Line break. Everyone headed to the gate that they were assigned to get ready for the test to begin. Naruto, which scroll did we get? Asked Sasuke. The heaven scroll, replied Naruto. So, who's going to carry it? Sasuke should have it, said Sakura. You keep it, Naruto. I trust you to keep it safer than I can, said Sak. Fair enough, replied Naruto as he sealed the scroll into a storage seal tattoo on his left arm. I should get one of those, noted Sak. Maybe after we get to the tower, said Naruto. It takes some time to make them, alright. Called Anko over the speakers. Get ready. Get set. Go. The gates opened and everyone ran into the forest to hunt down the other teams as well as Shade as he had the ocean scroll. Team 7 was running along when Naruto suddenly said that he had to go to the bathroom. Naruto, don't do that near me, I'm a lady, cried Sakura. That's debatable, but I wasn't even going to do in the first place, said Naruto with annoyance before leaving to take care of business. As Naruto was relieving himself, he sensed someone landed behind him. He turned in anger. He saw that the guy behind him was staring in shock at how large Naruto was. Naruto didn't waste any time and quickly killed the pervert by jabbing his clawed hand into his chest before fixing his pants, taking anything of worth off the dead ninja and heading out to find his teammates. Hey guys, you'll never believe what happened to me while I was taking a leak, said Naruto as he came back to the group. Prove you're the real Naruto, demanded Sasuke as he pulled a kunai. Naruto discreetly showed Sasuke his Sharingan, proving he was the real deal. Alright, he's the real Naruto, Sasuke told Sakura as he put his kunai away. How can you be so sure? Yelled Sakura as she pulled out her own kunai. All he did was look towards you. I have the Sharingan for one, which allows me to see through a hench, said Sasuke, and second, no one can replicate the look in Naruto's eyes when he's serious. If you're sure, said Sakura as she put her kunai away. Suddenly a massive gust blew at them, sending them all flying. Naruto tried to hold his ground and stay with the others, but as he was caught off guard was blown away from them. Damn it, and I'm a wind type, I should know when one is being used near me, complained Naruto, who then sensed that something was eyeing him. What he saw was a very large snake looking down at him as if he was prey. Don't even think about it, warned Naruto. Either the snake didn't hear him, or didn't care as it lunged at him at high speeds. However, Naruto quickly changed into his true form. It's where his tails and ears are shown, it's not when he changes completely into a fox, and blasted the snake with a high dose of foxfire, completely incinerating it. There aren't any snakes that get that big in this forest, so that means, said Naruto as he quickly realized that Anko's former master Orochimaru was in the forest, and most likely was the one who used that wind jutsu to separate them. Shit. I gotta find Sasuke and Sakura fast. What's wrong? Asked Shade as he came running over at Orochimaru. He separated me from Sasuke and Sakura, yelled Naruto. Go get help, this might be the only chance we have of stopping him. Gotcha, just be safe, replied Shade as he ran off, but not before leaving behind the ocean scroll he had. Naruto quickly used a chakra string to grab it as he dashed off to find his friends. As he ran, Naruto sealed the scroll away alongside the one they already had. Line break, Sasuke and Sakura landed hard up high in the trees as the wind knocked them into the air. Oh man, I hope Naruto is alright, moaned Sasuke as he got up. Let's not do that again, complained Sakura, who was in quite a bit of pain as her body wasn't muscular enough to take the lading as well as she should have. What do we have here? Pondered a grass ninja creepily as he and his teammates appeared on the other side of the branches they were on. Leave us, I'll deal with them. The other two ninjas jumped away, leaving only Sasuke and Sakura with the very creepy grass ninja. What is that you want? Asked Sakura nervously. This is the scroll you need? Asked the ninja as he held out Earth Scroll for them to see, before opening his mouth and swallowing it whole. Honestly, we don't know, replied Sasuke. Naruto's the one who has our scroll and dealt with a different ninja before we got separated, so we don't know if that guy had the scroll we needed. Orochimaru didn't like the fact that Naruto was the one who had the scroll and not Sasuke, as while not a major issue to his plans, would have made things easier as he was planning on destroying Team 7's scroll to force Sasuke to use the curse mark he was going to give him. I didn't think you'd be foolish enough to give something so important to such a buffoon. But no matter, said Orochimaru, we shall fight to the death for the scroll I have. Orochimaru then unleashed his ki upon Sasuke and Sakura, but the effect wasn't what he expected. Sakura passed out entirely while Sasuke only seemed mildly phased. Naruto's ki is far worse than this, said Sasuke. He proved that yesterday. It made a massive amount of teams to go running before their first test as they just couldn't handle how potent it was. Orochimaru blinked owlishly for a few moments as he processed what he just heard. A fresh rookie Jonin was able to make stronger ki than he was not something the man was going to believe. Orochimaru then launched himself at Sasuke to engage him in a taijutsu battle. Also, he can gauge Sasuke's body potential to be his vessel when the time comes. Sasuke quickly realized that he was going to need his Sharingan to have a chance of avoid getting hit and landing his own blows. The fight went on for a few minutes before both ninja jumped back and started preforming hand seals. Fireball jutsu, cried Sasuke as he fired off a large fireball. Water gunshots jutsu, yelled Orochimaru as he fired off a barrage of high-pressured balls of water. The two jutsus clashed, but as water is strong against fire, Orochimaru's attack overwhelmed Sasuke's. Sasuke quickly jumped back to avoid getting hit and also threw down some smoke bombs to try to get some cover. That's not going to work, mocked Orochimaru as he performed the wind style breakthrough, a weaker version of the great breakthrough jutsu. To blow the smoke away, Sasuke threw a large number of shuriken at Orochimaru that has ninja wire attached to them, allowing Sasuke to bind Orochimaru to the tree behind him. Take this, said Sasuke as he held the end of the wires in his mouth. Dragon fire jutsu. Orochimaru was hit head-on by the powerful fire attack and was slightly burned by it. But as he switched places with a nearby mud clone, he didn't take as much damage as he would have. Not that Sasuke knew that yet. Did I get him? Pondered Sasuke as he looked around for the enemy. Get who? Asked Sakura weakly as she started to wake up. The guy who attacked us, replied Sasuke. Stay down and out of the way. Kukukukukuku, laughed Orochimaru. Yes, your potential is great, Sasuke Uchiha. I think I shall give you a gift. Wa? Said Sasuke in confusion, before being hit by Orochimaru's ki again, which caused him to freeze in place. Orochimaru quickly preformed the necessary hand seals before elongating his neck to bite Sasuke. Sasuke, yelled a fully human Naruto as he shoved Sasuke out of the way, just as Orochimaru went to bite down, causing him to bite Naruto in the crook of his neck. Yeah! Screamed Naruto in severe pain as the curse marks of heaven, earth and ocean appeared where Orochimaru bit him. Orochimaru, however, was hit by a massive dose to Naruto's demonic energy, which made him very nauseous. But he still managed to bite the stunned Sasuke before fleeing to throw up and recover. That boy isn't normal, noted Orochimaru, but with those curse seals on him, I'll be able to find out why when he comes to me. Both Naruto and Sasuke collapsed in pain due to the curse marks placed on them. Sakura was left alone to watch over her teammates while they were knocked out in a small cave she found not long after the fight. Line break: Naruto awoke in what appeared to be the center of the village, but with some major differences. 1. The sky was gray with black clouds, and 2. There wasn't anyone around. Where am I? Pondered Naruto as he called out, Kurama, are you there? Speak to me. Naruto, be careful, that bite did something funny to your chakra, warned Kurama, but his voice sounded distant and ghostly. Bite? Damn it, I got one of those damned curse marks, didn't I? Swore Naruto when he realized what happened when he went to save Sasuke from being bitten. Yes you did, confirmed a dark voice from behind Naruto. Naruto looked over and saw 3 dark shadowy versions of himself standing not that far away from him. What's this? 3 of you? Questioned Naruto. Yes, do, for you see you got the seals for heaven, earth and sea, explained both aberrations at the same time. Soon you'll be consumed by the darkness forever. Not going to happen, said Naruto as he called upon his kitsune powers, changing into his true form. You 3 are nothing more than parts of Orochimaru's soul and corrupt sage chakra. Too bad for you, my Yoki is far stronger. We'll see about that, yelled the 3 dark Narutos as they called upon the power of the curse mark. It wasn't much of a fight as Naruto's Yoki and Foxfire burned away the dark vile chakra the 3 dark Narutos threw at him. Plus making peace with his own inner darkness shortly before graduating helped too. Thus Naruto vanquished the 2 wannabe dark Narutos and gained full control over the 3 curse marks, purifying them of Orochimaru's influence. Hey Kurama, what happens now? Asked Naruto as he found his way to the great kitsune. In all honesty, not much, answered Kurama. The powers that the curse mark would have given you, you already had gained when you became part kitsune. Also congrats on gaining your 5th tail, huh? Said Naruto as he looked behind him and saw that he indeed gained his 5th tail. Sweet, I got 5 tails now. Yes, and a lot more power to go with it, said Kurama. But back to the topic on hand, the 2 curse marks will make it easier to learn Sage Mode when you are old enough to learn it, as well as a small power boost, but gaining your 5th tail absorbed that boost, so that's a moot point. I guess if anything, if you managed to get the 2nd stage of it, you'd gain some freaky transformation that's not kitsune related. But may who knows. You know, I just thought of something, said Naruto. 2 of the curse marks match with 2 of my nature affinities. That is interesting, but you should wake up, said Kurama. I sense you're in danger. Line break: 2 days, and in danger. Naruto was as the team from Sound, who barely managed to stay put when Naruto unleashed his ki yesterday, were trying to get to Sasuke to kill him. But injured Team 10 was standing in their way, along with Lee and Sakura. But Sakura was dead weight anyway and of no help in the fight to protect Sasuke. Huff huff, I wish Naruto or Sasuke would wake up, complained Shikamaru. We can't hold these 3 off forever, I know, but they're counting on us to protect them until they do, replied Choji, so keep fighting. Yes, we can't let these unyouthful foes take our comrades from us, agreed Lee. Just die already, yelled Rin as she tossed more senbon at them. Zaka fired off another blast of slicing sound waves at the group, knocking them all to the ground before calling out, it's time to end this little game. Supersonic air slice, firing off a far more powerful version of the slicing sound waves at them, dealing a massive amount of damage to them. Just then a powerful dark aura is felt as Sasuke wakes up and comes out of the cave partially covered by the curse mark, asking his friends in a dark tone, who did this to do? I did. Brags Zaku. What are you going to do about it? This, answered Sasuke as he suddenly appeared behind Zaku, grabbing hold of his arms and began pulling them backwards. Gah! Cried Zaku in pain. You seem attached to these arms of yours, said Sasuke darkly. How about we fix that? And began pulling even harder, trying to rip them off. Zaku began crying out even more, when suddenly an even more powerful dark aura erupted as Naruto awoke covered in 3 different markings as he came out of the cave, saying in a calm tone, Sasuke, that is enough. This isn't you who says. Demanded Sasuke, you have this amazing power to write? Relish in it and crush our enemies into oblivion with me. I think not, said Naruto as he moved incredibly fast and knocked Sasuke out, which caused the curse mark to recede. Please don't kill us, begged Dosa. Just take our scroll and let us go. Fine, toss it over and get out of my sight, snapped Naruto. Dosa quickly complied and left with his 2 teammates as fast as they could. Naruto then sent out a pulse of Yoki to remove the remaining influence. Orochimaru might have it still. This caused the dark aura around him to turn dark red and the markings to merge into a large tattoo around where the 3 curse marks are located that reached down to just past his left elbow, and covered his entire left shoulder/pectoral. Not that anyone noticed yet, as it was under his clothing where no one could see it. You okay, Naruto? Asked Shikamaru with worry. You had similar markings on you as well in that dark aura, before that dark red appeared and replaced it. Yeah, I'm fine, replied Naruto as he recalled the aura. Those markings force those who are cursed by them to face their inner darkness, only it's empowered by the curse mark and much harder to defeat. I take it you won? Asked Choji. I made peace with my inner darkness before I was cursed, So what appeared to try to take control over me was hopelessly overpowered. Especially due to a particular set of circumstances that gave me another source of power to call upon to help get rid of that foul darkness. Any idea type of energy that darkness was? Asked Shikamaru. It'd help in finding a way to counter it. You know how Lord Jiraiya is known as the Toad Sage? Asked Naruto. Yeah, replied Shikamaru. Well, it's not just because he can summon toads, no, it's because the toads taught him how to harness Naruto chakra through Sage mode, explained Naruto. That's the type of energy the curse marks use, but twist and corrupt it into something dark and foul. Man, I hope Sasuke can either get rid of the curse mark, or gain control over it, said Choji. How did you two get them in the first place? Asked Hino. We were attacked by Orochimaru, and I shoved Sasuke out of the way when he tried to bite him the first time, answered Naruto. Only that's how he places the curse mark on someone, so that's how I got it, and he must have bitten Sasuke after I passed out. If Orochimaru is around, then we really need to get out of this forest, said Shikamaru with panic in his voice. He's already gone, said Naruto. I may not have sensed him when he attacked us, but now that I know what his chakra signature is, he can't hide from me anymore. How far can you sense someone? Asked Hino. If I stood in the middle of the village, I could sense someone up to the gates easily and know who exactly it is, answered Naruto. Past that, it gets harder to tell the difference between the different chakra signatures. That's impressive, noted Choji. Yes, but we should get moving, said Shikamaru. Let me wake Sasuke first, said Naruto as he brought out some smelling salts and held them under Sasuke's nose. What happened? Asked Sasuke as he came to the last thing I remember is feeling this dark power overwhelm me and then nothing. I'll explain fully later, said Naruto, but just know that when we got bit by Orochimaru, we got that dark power you felt, dear Kami. I didn't hurt anyone we know, did I? Asked Sasuke with fear in his eyes. No, but you almost ripped someone's arms off, answered Lee, who everyone seemed to forget was still there. It was a very unyouthful thing to see, but even more so to hear how you got it. I fear something big is coming, said Naruto, but I just don't know what. Hey Naruto, did that ninja that tried to jump you have the scroll we needed? Asked Sasuke. He sure did, the moron, answered Naruto. I mean, his team is out of the exam due to the fact that got their scroll and killed their teammate in one fist to the chest. Geez Naruto, did you really have to kill someone? Asked Hino, who was shocked that Naruto killed someone. Less competition that way, plus I've already killed people before. Right Sasuke? Said Naruto. Yeah, all those bandits that had stayed on the bridge were burned to ashes with that blue fox fire of yours, confirmed Sasuke. It was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. Fox fire? What's that? Asked Hino. Think of it as a bloodline ability, except it's not, answered Naruto. I can summon it using that other energy I have along with my chakra. Can I see it? Asked Hino. Maybe when we get to the tower, which we should be doing right now, answered Naruto. Everyone then stopped the conversation, grabbed Sakura and headed out to the tower. Team 7 and 10 soon arrived at the tower in the middle of the forest with time still left for them to rest and recover. But first they had to actually go inside. Hey Naruto, are you and Sasuke going to be alright with those curse marks? Asked Hino as they entered the foray. I'll be alright, but I'm going to have to put a special seal on Sasuke to help him keep his under control, answered Naruto. I was going to give him a storage seal tattoo when we got here, so I'll do that also. Well, we should head in at a different door, just in case, said Shikamaru. Alright, and thanks for helping us stay alive, replied Naruto. Anytime, replied Shikamaru, even if it's troublesome. Team 7 entered the tower and saw a large worn scroll with a riddle on it. What does this mean? Asked Sakura. If I'm reading this right, we need to open the scrolls now, said Sasuke. Alright, said Naruto as he brought out the 3 scrolls he had. Hey, you got the ocean scroll, noted Sakura. Yep, now we each will get a new jutsu scroll to learn from, said Naruto as he laid out the 3 scrolls and opened them so that they cross each other. A large plume of smoke started coming from the 3 scrolls, signaling a summoning of some sort. When the smoke cleared, Team 7 saw Iruka standing there with a smile on his face. Congrats on making it, praised Iruka. Thanks, but we need to talk to Gigi right away, replied Naruto with as much seriousness as he could muster. Iruka noted the tone of Naruto's voice and immediately brought them to the Hokage. What is it that's so important that you needed to see me right away? Asked Hiruzen when Team 7 entered the office he was in at the tower. It's Orochimaru, said Naruto. He attacked us in the forest. I'm not sure what he was after, but both me and Sasuke got bit by him. Hiruzen's face turned grim at the news as he knew what that entailed. Anko informed me that she encountered Orochimaru in the forest as he tried to leave, but was unable to do anything. Plus that kitsune that's been seen a lot recently also mentioned something similar, but it wasn't until he told Anko that someone believed him. Geez, everyone knows Orochimaru isn't something to joke about, said Sasuke. If they had believed him we might have not been bitten the way we were. I'd like to take a look if you don't mind, said Hiruzen. Both Sasuke and Naruto pulled at their shirts to show Hiruzen their curse marks. This is when the massive difference with Naruto's 3 curse marks became known. Whoa, what the heck happened to my left arm and shoulder? Asked Naruto as he looked over the large black intricate tattoo that was there. I only got bit in the crook of my neck, This should not have happened. Perhaps it has something to do with your unique circumstances, suggested Hiruzen as he also looked over Naruto's curse-marked left shoulder and arm. Hey Kumara, any ideas on how this happened? Asked Naruto through the psychic bond they had. I think it happened when you sent that pulse of Yoki out in the forest. What this means I have no idea, replied Kurama. So, what do we do about these? Asked Sasuke. No one has been able to remove them yet, not even Jiraiya, said Hiruzen. The best thing we can do for you is place a protection seal over the curse mark to restrict its influence. Sasuke, what about Naruto? Asked Sasuke. You know why I don't need it, plus I already took control over my curse mark, replied Naruto. Just know that one of the best things to do to prevent yourself from succumbing to the curse mark is to make peace with your inner darkness like I did, Naruto. I'm not sure I can, said Sasuke with a high degree of worry and fear on his face. There's a lot of darkness I'm holding back, and with this curse mark feeding off it, I don't know how long I can keep it in check. Stay strong, Sasuke. You have friends who are here to help you overcome it, assured Naruto. And as we both have curse marks, I'm going to find a way to get rid of them. Well, for now get some rest. With how many teams that we believe are going to make it, there's going to be an extra round before the final test. Oh, the preliminaries, right? Asked Naruto. Correct. I'll explain it more when the time comes, replied Hiruzen, but for now I'm going to contact Jiraiya and see just when he'll be here so he can take a better look at those curse marks. Alright, see you soon, Gigi, replied Naruto as Team 7 headed to their quarters while they stayed at the tower. There's no need to contact me, sensei, said Jiraiya as he appeared from out of the shadows with a look of rage on his face. I heard everything and I'm just glad Naruto overpowered those 3 curse marks on him. Yes, it is indeed impressive. But given his status as a half-demon, I'm not surprised, said Hiruzen. I'm more worried about Sasuke and why Orochimaru wants him. I'm sure he wants the Sharingan as it would allow him to learn all the jutsus he wants, said Jiraiya. I'll help Naruto seal it off as best I can, but I make no promises it'll work 100%. Care to tell me what you're going to teach Naruto during the 1-month waiting period? Asked Hiruzen as to change the subject. Well, I think he'll be able to summon toads easily now, so that's the first thing, answered Jiraiya. After that I'm going to check his level with seals and see just how powerful he is when he uses his full power. Just be careful, we don't want any villagers calling for his blood, warned Hiruzen. Oh, don't worry about that, assured Jiraiya. I plan on taking him to the Mount Myoboku to test him. Oh, I'm sure he'll be thrilled about that, noted Hiruzen. Yes, well, I better go let Naruto I'm here before he comes looking for me when he notices that I'm around, said Jiraiya. Yes, you should, agreed Hiruzen with a laugh. Line break. Naruto soon after leaving Hiruzen picked up Jiraiya's chakra signature and figured that the man was going to come see him very soon, but didn't say anything about it yet. Alright Sasuke, I'm going to go find a place where I can properly seal off that curse mark, said Naruto. Please don't leave me with Sakura, begged Sasuke. The other rookies are here as well, so just go find them, said Naruto. I'll come get you when I'm ready. Alright, said Sasuke as he headed out to find the other rookies. Naruto headed down into the basement area of the tower to find a large enough room to perform the sealing ritual needed to help Sasuke keep his curse mark at bay. This looks like a good place to do the sealing, noted Naruto as he looked into a large empty room. And you can come out, Gramps. I know you're in here. Come now. Is that any way to talk to your godfather? Asked Jiraiya as he stepped out of the shadows. No, but it's been a while and I've had a rather bad experience thanks to that snake, replied Naruto. I'd like to take a look if you don't mind, asked Jiraiya. Alright, complied Naruto as he again took his shirt off to show Jiraiya his curse-marked shoulder and arm. Whistles. Dang, this is far more advanced than the one on Anko, noted Jiraiya, but it appears as though you got 3 of those curse marks and they have merged to form this large tattoo you got now. Yeah, I got the curse marks of heaven, earth and ocean when that snake bit me. Sasuke only got the heaven one, said Naruto. What does Kurama say? Asked Jiraiya. That due to Naruto being part kitsune, the negative effects of the curse mark aren't going to affect him, said Kurama as he manifested himself in a semi-solid form that was just under half of Naruto's height. Well, I see you've made progress on that seal that'll let Kurama interact with the outside world, noted Jiraiya with pride. Just how far have you gotten since the last I saw you? I'm not sure, just under master I think, replied Naruto with a shrug. Anything else I should know? Asked Jiraiya. Started helping out at the hospital not that long ago, answered Naruto, but due to problems caused by Sakura, I haven't been able to do so as much as I'd like. Performed any operations yet? Asked Jiraiya, knowing full well how much medical knowledge Naruto had. Close. I get to help out directly with the actual surgeons in the operating room, but haven't gotten to perform one myself yet, answered Naruto. We should track down Tsunade so she can test just how good you really are, and so you can finally see your mother, said Jiraiya. That'd be nice, said Naruto with a hurt look on his face. Any leads on where she is? Possibly, but until the end of the Chunin exams I'm not going to be able to check up on it, answered Jiraiya. I've told you before that if she doesn't want to be found, Good luck finding her. I want my mom, said Naruto with great pain showing on his face that reflected the deep pain in his heart from not having his mother in his life. I know, Naruto replied Jiraiya, who felt terrible that Naruto hasn't been able to have his only living parent in his life for so long. I'll go get Sasuke. You get the sealing circle ready, said Naruto in a very somber tone. Right, replied Jiraiya in the same tone as he started drawing up the necessary seals. Line break. Naruto found Sasuke among the other rookies talking to them about just random stuff and how they managed to get to the tower. I can't believe you and Naruto got bitten by that snake, said Kiba angrily. I mean, you two are the strongest out of all of us rookies. Indeed, losing the two of you to Orochimaru would be a great loss for the village, agreed Shino. Naruto is setting up a spatial seal to help protect me from his influence, said Sasuke. Plus Naruto already overcame his, so nothing to worry about there. All right Sasuke, it's time, said Naruto making his presence known. Can we watch? Asked Ino. Vow to not breath a word to anyone, then you can watch, answered Naruto. But not you, Sakura. I don't trust you to keep a secret between us. Hey! Ino can't either. Complained Sakura loudly. I might like to gossip, but even I know when something is to be kept under wraps, retorted Ino. This is a ninja village after all. Keeping secrets is kinda part of the job description. See you when we're done, Sakura, said Naruto as he led his friends down to the large room Jiraiya was preparing. Just so you all know, my godfather is here getting the room ready, said Naruto. So we finally get to meet your mysterious godfather? Asked Sasuke. Yes, and once you see who he is, there's going to be some questions that'll have to be answered, replied Naruto. Line break. When the group made it to the room, they saw Jiraiya waiting for them outside the room. Naruto, I didn't say that this was a show. This is a serious sealing ritual we'll be performing, said Jiraiya in a disapproving tone with his arms crossed. I only brought those who I know can keep their mouths shut, said Naruto. Wait. Lord Jiraiya is your godfather? Exclaimed Ino in shock. No wonder you refused to let Sakura come with us. This is huge. He is indeed, replied Naruto. Care to guess why? One of your parents was close to him? Asked Kiba. Actually that's correct, said Sasuke. Naruto told me some important things shortly after we got back from Wave, and his parents and grandmother was one of them. What do they have to do with anything? Asked Choji. Shall I show them? Naruto asked Sasuke. Sure, replied Sasuke. Both Sasuke and Naruto showed the others their Sharingans, much to the group's shock. How is it that you have what appears to be the Sharingan? Asked Shikamaru. Naruto and Jiraiya both explained to the group the full story behind Naruto's Sharingan, and his family, as well as Naruto being half Kitsune and having Kurama sealed into him. The rookies were shocked to learn that not only was Naruto the son of the fourth Hokage, but also had the very being that attacked them all those years ago sealed into him. Even more so when they learned that Kurama was under the control of someone who had the Sharingan and forced him to attack. Let me get this straight, started Ino. Your parents, one of which had the Kyuubi sealed into them, are two of the most powerful ninjas since the Sannin, the Yellow Flash and the Red Death. Yep, replied Naruto. I guess you can say I got my favorite color from the blending of their nicknames. Okay, and not only that, but your mother had the Kyuubi sealed into her when she came here as your great-great-aunt Mito Uzumaki, who married the first Hokage, was near death from old age, which would have set the Kyuubi free, right? Correct. Mito didn't trust him not to cause mass destruction if he got out, so she transferred him into my mom, said Naruto. In fact, the seal was exact same one she had used to seal him into herself in the first place, which wasn't very comfortable according to him. Which brings me to my next point, said Ino. The Kyuubi isn't really evil. The two times it did attack the village, it was under the control of someone else who had the Sharingan. One being Madara, while the other one claimed to be Madara while wearing a mask. And for some time now you've spoken to the Kyuubi on numerous occasions and even was given special powers from it. Yep, pretty much, replied Naruto. Naruto, can I see your other form? Asked Hinata. Sure, agreed Naruto as he undid the transformation and revealed his true form. I can even turn into a full fox if I wanted to. Hinata quickly glomped Naruto and started snuggling with his 5 fluffy tails. Ooh, these are so soft. Cut it out, Hinata. You're embarrassing us. Whined Naruto. Don't care. To Fluffy, replied Hinata as she started stroking Naruto's tails and ears. Naruto tried really hard not to enjoy the attention he was getting, but was failing spectacularly. Evident by the loud purring coming from him as well as him leaning into her gentle touch. If anyone speaks of this, you will regret it, warned Jiraiya. No matter how much you'd like to. Hinata stopped after a few minutes when she took notice that what she was doing was beginning to have a rather interesting effect on Naruto. Thank goodness, I'm not how long I could hold out, breathed Naruto with relief. Now excuse me while I go find a bathroom. Yeah. You go do that, said Kiba as he smelled Naruto's hormones were beginning to rise very quickly. Naruto quickly ran off, but not before the group noticed a very large mound in his pants, which told them more than they needed to know. Dang, Hinata, you lucked out, said Ino. I don't even think Sasuke is that big. Hey, I'm right here, you know, complained Sasuke, who was very jealous of Naruto's size. Cough. Anyway, Sasuke, I have everything ready to seal off that curse mark, said Jiraiya. The rest of you can watch, But from the doorway got it, replied the group. Jiraiya had Sasuke sit in the middle of the circle and take his shirt off, then started drawing lines of seals and symbols starting at the curse mark down Sasuke's back and arms, then along the floor. Now this is going to hurt a lot, warned Jiraiya, but this seal will keep that curse mark at bay, but it will only work as long as you will it too. I understand, Lord Jiraiya, replied Sasuke, and thank you for helping me. I'm not sure how long I could resist the curse mark without this seal. No problem, kid, replied Jiraiya before he called out evil sealing art, Heavenly Shield of Will, and placed his hand on Sasuke. This activated the ritual which caused the lines of symbols and seals to race up Sasuke's body up to the curse mark, causing a lot of pain. But Sasuke endured it and was relived when he felt the dark power from the curse mark recede from his body. It was then that the group heard some rather strange noises coming from somewhere nearby before they suddenly stopped. Don't worry about it, it's just Naruto, assured Kiba. Man, his scent is powerful, I can barely stand it. You weren't peeking on him, were you, Hinata? Asked Ino accusingly. Hinata's extremely flushed face and small nosebleed was all the answer needed. Man, now I want to take Naruto out to the hot springs just to see how he compares to us, complained Kiba. I agree with you on that one, said Sasuke with some pain in his voice. I have to know just how big he is. If I remember from back when I changed his diapers, Naruto is in the top percentile when it comes to size, said Jiraiya as he recalled. Just to give you a clue on just how large he is. How large is what? Asked Naruto, who was in a fresh clean set of cloths. Nothing, appeased Jiraiya as he held his hands up. Sure, said Naruto disbelievingly. Anyway, I'm going to get a bit to eat before I take care of something. So Naruto, whether or not you make it to the final round, I'm going to be training you for the next month, said Jiraiya. Final round? What do you mean? Asked Shikamaru. Sensei will fill you in once the second part of the test is over, answered Jiraiya. Now excuse me, I have a lead on someone's location to double check. Line break. The end of the second test soon was upon the rookie 9, and they had to report to the main stadium to hear the results. When they entered they saw that Gaara's team, Team Guy, Kabuto's team and the team from Sound had all made it. Man, only one other team survived the second test, said Naruto. You looted the dead again, didn't you? Asked Anko accusingly from where she stood. They don't need it, so who cares? Replied Naruto with a shrug. Congrats on making it this far, said Hiruzen as he stepped forward to address the gathered genin. Now due to the large amount of you who made it this far, we are going to have to hold a preliminary round before the final test. What? Asked Kankuro. The final test will be one-on-one battles in front of many important figures who will watch you fight, explained Hiruzen before he explained the true reason behind the test. Now we will pit you against one another in the same way as the final round, explained Anko. With use of this electronic board, each of your names will be selected at random, and no complaining about who you're to fight. You don't get to pick your fights every time. But before we get started on that, said a man who looked like he recently got over a strong illness stepped forward. Does anyone want to quit? From now on it's everyone for themselves. I do, said Kabuto. I've used up too much of my chakra. Naruto and all the Jonin or above sensed that Kabuto was lying, which prompted Naruto to subtly sign to Hiruzen and Kitsune, signals that Kabuto was a traitor and spy. Hiruzen understood what Naruto was saying as he had learned those signs from Minato and Kushina years ago and had some hidden on. Go after Kabuto. Alright then, that means that there will be 10 matches for the preliminaries, said the man. My name is Hayate Gecko, the proctor for the final part of the exams. Now let me tell you exactly how these matches will go. First off, you'll win if your opponent gives in, or dies. I can however call the match if I wish if one opponent is clearly going to win. We'd like to avoid unnecessary deaths if possible, but don't count on me to end it. The only other thing is don't target the crowd or you'll be taken down. Beyond that there's no rules. Now for the first match, we have set Anko as she looked over to the screen as it cycled through the names Sasuke Uchiha and Yoroi Akato. Be careful, Sasuke. We don't know what he can do, warned Naruto. Plus he was on Kabuto's team. I'll be fine, replied Sasuke before he headed down the arena. Alright, said Hayate. Begin. Yoroi started the fight by trying to grab a hold of Sasuke with his left hand glowing blue, however Sasuke quickly avoided the move and tossed 3 kunai right at Yoroi at close range. Yoroi managed to avoid 2 of the kunai, but the third one hit him in the right side of his gut up to the handle. First blood, mocked Sasuke as he jumped back a few feet and got into a defensive stance. Grrrr, you'll pay for that, shouted Yoroi angrily and painfully before trying to get a hold of Sasuke again. Is melee all you can do? Asked Sasuke. Because if it is, then you're out of luck. Am I? Asked Yoroi as he somehow suddenly appeared behind Sasuke and grabbed a hold of him. So you managed to grab a clone. I'm not impressed, said Sasuke before having said clone disperse. And as it was a lightning clone, electrocuted Yoroi to death as the metal kunai in his gut drew in most of the electricity into his body. Sasuke was stunned that he just killed someone for the first time, and it was a supposed leaf ninja. Not what he thought his first kill was going to be. You alright, Sasuke? Asked a worried Kakashi as he appeared next to Sasuke. "I need to sit down for a bit," replied Sasuke, who was still in shock. Kakashi quickly picked Sasuke up and set him down by the rest of his team. "Wow, someone had their very first kill in the first fight of the preliminaries," noted Anko. "Yes, but how will Sasuke handle it?" asked Hiruzen. "After Yoroi's body was taken away to be examined, Hayate called out the next two Genin to fight Shino, Aburame and Zaku of the Sound. This will be a piece of cake," said Zaku arrogantly as he strode down to the floor. "We shall see about that," said Shino as he secretly created a bug clone and switched places with it. "Grrr, take this," yelled Zaki, slicing sound waves. Shino's clone easily dogged the attack, all the while his destruction bugs started heading for Zaku. "Stand still," yelled Zaku as he fired blast after blast of his slicing sound waves. "You appear to be a one-trick pony," noted Shino. "Shame, really, don't mock me," yelled Zaku before firing off a supersonic air slice that blasted Shino's bug clone apart. "What? I've been fighting a clone," yelled Zaku, who was angry about being tricked indeed. "Now give up," said Shino. "There is no way you can win." "Never," yelled Zaku as he began charging up for a massive attack, one that was far larger than his last one. Shino noticed the build-up in Zaku's arms was building incredibly fast, far faster than he calculated, and jumped back to the wall. "Die! Supreme Supersonic Air Vortex," yelled Zaku as he prepared to fire of the attack. Only for the pressure that had built up implode due to the holes in his palms that allowed him to use his attacks being plugged by Shino's destruction bugs. The implosion was so large that Zaku exploded like a balloon, sending blood and gore flying everywhere. Thankfully, Naruto and some other ninjas in the room preformed the mud wall rampart jutsu to keep the gore from landing on them. Gaara, on the other hand, used his sand to absorb the blood and gore from the room, which sated his bloodlust a bit. It also made the cleanup easier as he had taken care of most of it. Shino had unfortunately been unable to avoid the gore and was covered head to toe, which sent him into shock as he wasn't prepared for Zaku imploding the way he did. Kurenai quickly used a water jutsu to clean off Shino before taking him to the psychiatrist to help him get over his shock. 2 deaths in a row, not a good precedence for things to come, is it? Said Anko. "No, let's just hope things go better from now on," replied Hiruzen. The next two fights were indeed different than the first two. Kankuro beat his opponent Misumi by tricking him into attacking his puppet, which allowed him to trap Misumi and win, while Ino wiped the floor with Sakura, allowing her to move on. "That was just pathetic," said Anko. "I would have thought that with Kakashi being her teacher she'd be able to fight back. I'd send her to you if her mother wasn't on the damn civilian council," said Kakashi. "I don't know what to do to get her to change her ways." "Indeed. But it appears as though Ino found something when she delved into Sakura's mind," said Hiruzen. "I hope it's something to do with her behavior and why her skills are so poor." "Agreed," was the response. "Alright, next is Tenten of the Leaf and Temari of the Sand," said Hayate as he read the board. "This is going to be hard," said Tenten. "She's clearly a wind user. One of my big weaknesses. Just do your best," Tenten assured Guy. "We're proud of you either way." Tenten jumped down to the ground ready to face Temari. "Hope you're better than that pink idiot," said Temari. "Oh, I am," assured Tenten, "and even though I'm at a disadvantage I'm still going to do my best." "Oh? A ranged fighter, eh?" said Temari as she got excited. "This will be fun." "We'll see about that," said Tenten as she tried to come up with a plan to win. "Man, Tenten is going to have a hard time winning this one," noted Naruto. "She mainly throws her weapons at her opponents, not get in close and use them in melee like most of them are meant to be." "How do you know Lee and Tenten?" asked Ino. "Guy brought them over with him a few times when he wanted to face Kakashi-sensei," answered Naruto. "They're good, I'll give them that. But their team has 3 taijutsu users and a weapons master in the making, so there are some clear weaknesses in the team." "Ouch, so none of them know any jutsus to cover that?" asked Ino. "Lee is unable to use his chakra properly due to his coils being too tight. Neji is a Hyuga and refuses to learn more than the basic jutsus needed to graduate, and Tenten doesn't have much chakra to begin with. Their sensei Might Guy is a rank A ninja, knows a good number of jutsus, even can summon turtles to help out, but he focuses mainly taijutsu," explained Naruto. "Isn't there anything you can do to help Lee?" asked Choji. "I plan on pushing Myoboku through his chakra network to loosen it up enough for him to use more than just taijutsu after the exams," answered Naruto. "It's risky, but it's the only thing that'll correct the problem I see." "Makes sense, I guess," said Shikamaru. Tenten put up a valiant effort, even tried to get in close with a sickle she had, but lost to Temari when she used her fan to create a powerful blast of wind that knocked her into the wall and knocked her out. "She's good, I'll give her that. Too bad she had me as her opponent," said Temari as she placed her fan on her back and walked back up to her brothers. "Alright, next is Shikamaru Nara against Kintsuchi." Read Hayate. Shikamaru won, the same was as in canon. "Next up is Naruto Uzumaki against Kiba Inuzuka," announced Hayate. "Akamaru, what do you think? Can we take him?" asked Kiba. Akamaru took one look at Naruto and quickly shook his head. "No. Hey, well, let's give it our best anyway," sighed Kiba as he came down to the arena. "What's the matter, Kiba?" asked Naruto. "Having you as my opponent, that's what," replied Kiba. "I know my limits. There is no way I'd win against you." "Alright, how about taijutsu only?" Offered Naruto dog style versus fox style good enough for me, agreed Kiba. Orochimaru, stay out of the way, I don't want you getting hurt. Orochimaru understood and went to stand next to the wall as Kiba and Naruto took their fighting stances that made them look more feral than they already did. Begin, yelled Hinata. Kiba began the fight by jumping right at Naruto with a clawed hand outstretched to slash at Naruto's face. However, Naruto countered with his own clawed hand blocking the strike. Naruto then went for a jab with his other hand as Kiba went for a sweeping kick. The two knocked each other away as both blows connected, leaving the two glaring at one another. Let's take this up a notch, said Kiba as he revealed that he knew the chakra scalpel jutsu. TCH, you aren't the only one who knows that, said Naruto as he also activated his own kura scalpels, only they looked more chaotic and dangerous. You really want to see whose is better in a fight? Or be able to walk after this? Kiba wisely stopped using the jutsu as he did not want to find out what Naruto would do to him with his chakra scalpels that looked more like a chainsaw than anything else. Wise move, said Naruto. I have one other jutsu I can use to try to win this, said Kiba as he preformed a string of hand seals that Naruto recognized from one of the scrolls he got from the Inuzuka clan. Great feral wolf form jutsu, yelled Kiba as he suddenly became far more animal looking, like a werewolf, which increased his strength tenfold, but made Kiba act more like a beast than a man. Dear Kami Kiba, you're not ready for the jutsu, said Naruto. Kiba only growled angrily at Naruto and tried to lunge at heave, only for Naruto to jump way back to the wall. Guess I'm going to have to teach you who's the stronger beast, said Naruto as he preformed a similar set of hand seals and transformed into a blend of his true form and his kitsune form. All 5 tails included. This is getting a little out of hand, don't you think, Lord Hokage? Asked one of the random ninjas in the room. We don't know if the Kyuubi will try to take control over him or not. Don't worry about that. Naruto knows what he's doing, assured Hiruzen, and don't mention it again in public, otherwise I'll have Anko and Ibiki have a word with you. Understood, replied the cowed ninja. The fight between the man-beasts lasted for about 10 minutes before Naruto grabbed a hold of Kiba with his jaw and tossed him into the far wall incredibly hard, reverting Kiba back into his human state. Idiot, trying to use a jutsu you're not ready for, said Naruto as he changed back into his human form, much to his ire as he'd rather be in his true form all the time. Is Kiba going to be alright? Asked Hayate as the medics carried Kiba out to the medical ward. He'll act like an animal for a few days, but he'll be fine, answered Naruto. That's what happens when members of his clan try to learn that forbidden jutsu too early. The Sand siblings really did not want to fight Naruto after seeing him take Kiba down the way he did, or incur his ire and wrath. Alright, the next match will be between Hinata Hyuga versus Neji Hyuga, called Hayate. Stay strong, Hinata, said Naruto as he reached the top of the stairs. Don't listen to anything he says, it's nothing but nonsense. I'll do my best, Naruto replied Hinata. Naruto quickly gave Hinata a peck on the cheek and wished her good luck, making her blush beet red. Give up now, we both know you're a weakling, mocked Neji. You only took part in these exams as not let your team down. You're wrong, Neji. I am not weak, retorted Hinata as she took up the gentle fist stance and activated her Byakugan. I will prove that you're weak, said Neji angrily as he also went into the gentle fist stance and activated his own Byakugan. Begin, shouted Hayate. The two Hyugas quickly began their dance of blows, with Neji showing to have more skill than Hinata. Hinata, however, refused to give up and used all she knew to try to give her an edge against Neji. Give it up, you are weak, ordered Neji. You always have been, nothing can change that. That is the way of the world, fate chooses who is strong and who is weak, and there is nothing that can change it. Here we go again with the fate crap, sighed Naruto. When will he give it up? Just because one is weak at first, doesn't mean that through hard work they can become strong. History is full of stories of heroes who overcame their weaknesses and became legends. Hinata, even though had many of her chakra points closed off in her arm, she refused to give up and tried a different approach and tried to use a water jutsu she knew, but Neji quickly stopped her by closing off more of her chakra points. Pathetic, you stooped so low this to learn a jutsu when Out Clan forbids it, snarled Neji. You really are foolish to think you can change anything, you know, Neji. You may think I can't change who I am, said Hinata weakly, but you've never actually seen me, while I on the other hand have seen you suffer greatly from the burden you are forced to bear. Neji became enraged and struck Hinata hard in the chest with both of his hands, sending her to the floor and angrily snapped, don't talk to me like you know my pain. You know nothing about it. Naruto suddenly jumped down from the balcony and landed next to Hinata and began using the mystical palm jutsu on her with worry written on his face and said darkly, Neji, I've refrained from kicking your ass, but no more. You've seriously injured Hinata. If I didn't know how to heal her properly, she could very well have gone into cardiac arrest and possibly died. Naruto then turned to look at Neji with a hate-filled face full of rage and said in an even darker and vile tone than if that happened, I'd shred you asunder till nothing was left. I swear it, Naruto. That is enough, ordered Hiruzen. Take Hinata to the infirmary and stay there till you calm down. Naruto gently picked Hinata up and as carefully as he could ran out to get her help. Neji, I'm disappointed in you, said Guy in a disapproving tone. You promised me that you'd keep your family affairs out of this. Now if Hinata does die, You are going to have to face Naruto's ensuing wrath alone. Line break. Naruto quickly burst into the infirmary calling out for help. Quick, get her into the ER, ordered one of the medics on staff. As soon as Hinata was brought in, the staff double-checked to see what was wrong with her. Naruto, there is something we need to ask of you, said one of the medics. What? Asked a frantic Naruto. Now, while you did a decent job in trying to repair the damage, it wasn't enough to fix everything, said the man, but we don't have enough people on staff to perform the operation necessary to repair the damage all at once. As the only other person who has the necessary knowledge required to perform the operation, we're asking if you'll do it. You're asking me if I'd help repair Hinata's heart? Of course I will, exclaimed Naruto. Or not exactly, try actually being the one to perform the operation itself, corrected the man. Naruto paled extremely, as while he's helped with some minor operations, he's never done anything serious or major like this. Are you sure there isn't anyone else who can lead the operation? Afraid not. The best we'd be able to do would be more like a patch job, and she'd have a very long recovery time due to it, replied the man sadly. Naruto took a big gulp and said, then I'll do it. Good, now follow us as we get everything ready, and don't worry too much, we'll help you along the way, said the man. Line break. It was a few hours later that Naruto finished repairing the damage to Hinata's heart and find out how the last two matches went. Gaara beat Lee after an amazing battle. Lee though had some nasty injuries and bone fragments in his spinal column, which meant his ninja career was in jeopardy. Dosu beat Choji rather easily with one solid sound-enhanced punch. The matchups for the final round were as follows: Ino vs Dosu, Naruto vs Neji, Shikamaru vs Temari, Shino vs Kankuro, Sasuke vs Gaara. How are you holding up? Asked Hiruzen as he entered the recovery ward where Naruto sat next to Hinata's side. Stressed, replied Naruto as he sighed. I never once thought I'd be the one to hold Hinata's heart in my hands when her life was on the line. Yes, I heard you did an excellent job, said Hiruzen. Hiyashi expresses his gratitude and wants you to know that he's deposited the appropriate funds to you, as well as saying that you are free to use everything you know with a gentle fist in your fight against Neji. Good to hear. Besides the fox and hummingbird, the gentle fist is my best taijutsu style, said Naruto. So anything else I need to know? Jiraiya is waiting for you back home to start your training and hopes you're doing alright, said Hiruzen. I'm still peeved at Neji, but besides that I'm fine, replied Naruto. I'm going to get some sleep. After everything I'm worn out. How long will it take for her to recover? Asked Hiruzen. Hiyashi wants to know how long before Hinata can go back to training. It'll take the month for her to recover properly, answered Naruto. So long as she doesn't do anything strenuous. Alright, I'll leave you be, said Hiruzen. Naruto then climbed into bed with Hinata laying atop the covers, as there wasn't any other beds in the room. The next morning Naruto wakes up to find Hinata staring at him with wide eyes, as he was in the same bed as her, even if he was on top of the covers. Morning, Hinata, how are you feeling? Greeted Naruto. How long was I out? Replied Hinata. And my chest feels sore, but besides that I'm fine. Not long, replied Naruto as he got off the bed. I'm glad you're feeling alright. Open heart surgery is no laughing matter. What? Asked Hinata in shock. What do you mean by that? Hinata, Neji did some serious damage to your heart, said Naruto in a soft tone. You almost died because of him. I'll have to thank the doctor who saved my life, said Hinata sadly. You're welcome, said Naruto in a soft low tone, facing away from her. What? Naruto, I know you've helped out with a few minor operations at the hospital, but you've never helped out in something so major, asked Hinata. So why are you saying you're welcome? Hinata, said Naruto as he turned to face Hinata with an absolutely serious face. They had me perform the operation. There wasn't anyone on hand at the time to properly repair your heart. If they had worked on it themselves, it would take you a very long time to recover afterwards, so being the only person around with the medical knowledge to correctly repair the damage, I had to operate on you. Hinata went wide-eyed at this, as she never thought Naruto of all people would be forced to do something so serious and major at such a young age. Oh. Well, I'm glad you did a good job then. Me too, it was incredibly stressful the entire time, said Naruto. I'm just glad it went so smoothly. I was worried something would go wrong till the very end. So how long am I on bed rest? Asked Hinata. It'll take the rest of the month to fully recover, answered Naruto. I placed a healing seal on you to help make the process go a little faster. Anyway, I better get going. I have training to get to. When will someone come take me home? Asked Hinata. Your father is out in the waiting room, said Naruto. So as soon as he knows you're awake. Thank you, Naruto, said Hinata. Good luck with your match. Who are you fighting anyway? Neji. I won't kill him, but I'll make him wish I did, answered Naruto before he left the room. Is Hinata doing alright? Asked Hiyashi when Naruto entered the waiting room. She's awake and alright, answered Naruto. Thank you for going so far and making sure she lived, thanked Hiyashi. Besides what Lord Hokage told you, I'd like to give you this scroll. What is it? Asked Naruto as he took the scroll. It's the scroll for the Kaishin, or revolving heaven, answered Hiyashi. It's also been called 8 trigrams, rotation, Any of those names work, thank you, said Naruto with a bow. I'll get started on learning it as soon as I can. Good. I believe Neji might have taught himself this move, so be careful, said Hiashi as he left to pick up Hinata. Line break. Hey Naruto, how are you doing? Asked Jiraiya as Naruto entered his flat. Could be better, replied Naruto. Well, we're going to start your training soon, so gather any scrolls you want to learn from as we're leaving in an hour, said Jiraiya. Hiashi gave me the scroll for vacation, and I really want to learn it before my fight with Neji, said Naruto. How is it that you're so good with the gentle fist anyway? You don't have the Byakugan, which allows those who have it to see chakra points, asked Jiraiya. While I can't see them, I do know where they are from my studies in medicine. That's why I'm so good with the gentle fist, answered Naruto. It's not perfect, but I'm able to hit someone's chakra points more often than not. I see, and even if you miss a chakra point it'll still hurt like heck, especially with those sharp-ass claws of yours, said Jiraiya. That's if I jab with my fingers, not go for a palm strike, said Naruto. But yeah, it'd hurt. Well, met me out by Training Ground Zero, said Jiraiya as he went to leave via window, only to find them sealed shut. Don't think about it, pervy sage. I'm tired of you leaving my windows open, said Naruto. You didn't put these on Sensei's office windows, did you? Asked Jiraiya as he looked at the seal Naruto placed. No, replied Naruto. I already made things easier for him by reminding him that shadow clones are really helpful with getting all his paperwork done in a timely manner. What did he have to let you do before you told him that? Asked Jiraiya. Nothing, replied Naruto. The poor man is getting old and hasn't been able to spend as much time with his family and relaxing as he should, so I gave him mercy and gave him the means to do so. Yes, Sensei is getting on in the years, agreed Jiraiya. He really should be retired by now, but no one is worthy for the hat yet. What about you or Tsunade? Asked Naruto. You two have the reputation and strength to take the hat. I'm not very good with paperwork, and Tsunade can't stand to stay in the village right now, even if she'd do a great job at running the village, countered Jiraiya. Then who else could do it? Asked Naruto. Your mother, actually, answered Jiraiya. If I remember correctly, one of the first things she said was that she'd be the first female Hokage. Even though she hasn't become it yet, she would do one heck of a good job. Really? Asked Naruto with some awe. She'd be able to take the hat if she could? Oh yeah, she helped your father run the village when he was Hokage, so she knows how things work. Plus she has the reputation that's almost if not on par with your father's, replied Jiraiya. The only thing holding her back is the fact that she's in that blasted coma. I want to see her, said Naruto. Once I tracked Tsunade down, then you can, said Jiraiya. Plus we need her to help that Lee kid anyway, right? She's the only one who could possibly save his ninja career, agreed Naruto. Jiraiya then walked out towards Training Ground Zero while Naruto headed into his library to gather up some scrolls he wanted to learn from as well as make a list of jutsus he wanted to master. They were the following: Water Dragon Jutsu, Wind Dragon Jutsu, Mud Dragon Jutsu, Water Clone Jutsu, Hiding in the Mist Jutsu, Fire Dragon Jutsu, Drilling Air Bullet Jutsu, Air Bullet Jutsu, Wild Water Wave Jutsu, Wind Blade Jutsu, Shadow Neck Binding Jutsu, 8 trigrams. Vacuum Palm Fire Clone Jutsu, Water Prison Jutsu, 8 trigrams, Rotation Bringer of Darkness, Demonic Illusion, Descending Hell, Demonic Illusion, False Surroundings, Demonic Illusion, Heaven and Earth Change. Naruto also wanted to try to see if he could use the infamous Tsukuyomi, as he does have a Mangekyo Sharingan after he took a Chidori to the chest back in Wave, but doesn't know what differences there are between his and the Uchihas due to the fact the way he got it was the opposite to how the Uchihas get theirs. Naruto arrived at Training Ground Zero with plenty of time to spare. So what are you going to teach me first? Asked Naruto. First, I'm going to have you sign the Toad contract, which will allow you to summon toads like you've wanted for years now, answered Jiraiya. Then I'm going to have your skill level with seals tested. Then I want to gauge your full power before we do anything else. But where can I do that? Asked Naruto. You know the villagers would go crazy if I did that anywhere near the village, and it would also draw way too much negative attention to anyone else. I'm going to bring you to the home of the toads. Once you're able to show me you can summon them reasonably well and met their boss summon, answered Jiraiya. Oh, okay, said Naruto. Jiraiya brought Naruto into the private training grounds of the Hokage and those who have permission to enter. Once they were in the center of the large training field, Jiraiya summoned a toad who had the summoning contract of the toads and opened it. All right, now all you need to do is sign your name in blood in the blank space next to your father's and then perform the correct hand seals, instructed Jiraiya. I know you know them already from when you learned the Kitsune summoning, so I don't need to tell you what they are. Naruto quickly cut his palm with his claws before signing his full name onto the scroll. Good job. Now let's see it in action, said Jiraiya as he closed up the scroll. All right, here I go, said Naruto as he performed the hand seals summoning jutsu. A large plume of smoke appeared and once it cleared there were 2 elderly toads standing there looking a little baffled. Jiraiya was stunned that Naruto managed to summon the elders Ma and Pa on his very first try. Jiraiya, any reason you summoned us right after breakfast? Asked Pa. Actually Pa, Naruto was the one who summoned you, corrected Jiraiya, who was still stunned. Naruto? So you finally let him sign our contract? Asked Mom. Who are you two exactly? Asked Naruto, who unknowingly reverted to his true form there. Ma and Pa, Game Ubuntu. The boss Toad's parents explained Jiraiya it takes a lot of chakra to summon them both at the same time. Said Naruto as the realization of what his accomplishment meant before bowing to the elder Toads and said it's an honor to meet you both such manners, unlike a certain summoner of ours, noted Ma as she gave Jiraiya a glare. Hey thanks, replied Naruto. This makes things much easier, said Jiraiya, seeing how we need to get to Mount Myoboku for your training. Oh? What for? Asked Pa. I want to see just how powerful Naruto really is without the village having a panic attack, answered Jiraiya. With him having the ability to call upon Kurama's chakra as well as his own yoki from being a half-demon kitsune, I'm sure the villagers would flip out if they sensed that type of chakra again. Fair point. Luckily there's the perfect place to do that back home, said Pa. Give us a moment and we'll reverse summon you two. What about Shade? Asked Naruto. Who? Asked Ma. He's my personal kitsune summon from when I first learned how to summon, answered Naruto. You can just summon him when you arrive. Plus he'd have his own way to follow you, said Pa. Kitsunes are like that, they can slip into just about anywhere and go anywhere they please without much thought on what others might think about them doing so. Sounds like what Naruto does very often, said Jiraiya, but it ended well for him in the end. I'm right here, said Naruto, but yeah, Gigi wasn't angry about it. And now I get paid to do it. Ma and Pa went back home and within moments after leaving reverse summon both Jiraiya and Naruto to Mount Myoboku. Line break. Naruto quickly took note of his new surroundings and found that there was a large amount of life energy in the air. Wow, this place is amazing, cried Naruto in awe. I know, it's beautiful, agreed Jiraiya. I never get tired of coming here. Then why don't you visit more often and finish your sage training? Asked Pa as he came over to them. I just haven't had the time, Pa. Explained Jiraiya. Ever since that masked man forced Kurama to attack the village there have been all sorts of things I've had to look into. Oh? Like what? Asked Pa with his arms crossed. Orochimaru for one, trying to ease tensions between the village and the Uchihas, even though that failed in the end for the most part, and trying to figure out who this organization is that's interested in the Bijou, answered Jiraiya. You mean the one that has the same name as the one those orphans you helped made before they vanished? Asked Naruto. Yes, that one, answered Jiraiya. I still don't know why they have the same name, all I know is who a few of their members are and what they appear to be after, and I'm going to have to face them someday as I have Kurama sealed into me, noted Naruto. Just great. Like having Kurama sealed into me wasn't bad enough with how people treat me like the plague, now there's an entire group of S-ranked yahoos after me. It's not my fault your life turned out this way, complained Kurama through their bond. I know, it's just such a pain in the neck sometimes, you know? Replied Naruto. Literally in some cases, said Kurama. Yeah, no kidding, agreed Naruto as he rubbed his left shoulder. Talking to Kurama again? Asked Jiraiya. Yeah, answered Naruto. Follow me and I'll show you where you can let out your full power safely, said Pa. Naruto and Jiraiya were taken to a large circular impression in the ground big enough to hold Kurama easily and still have plenty of room. This is where Game Ubuntu and the other large toads train, explained Pa. There's plenty of seals in place to keep any stray attacks from leaving the area and causing damage to the landscape or hitting anyone. How much can they take? Asked Naruto. A full-powered tailed beast bomb from Kurama, answered Pa. Now head inside and show us what you can do. Alright, agreed Naruto as he entered the area. Once he got to the middle, Naruto let his full power come to the forefront in a massive burst of chakra and yoki. Jiraiya took note that in his natural form Naruto, and not holding back, his power was on par with the one-tailed Bijou in terms of raw power. And he still had yet to take his most powerful form, his full kitsune form. How do you feel, Naruto? Asked Jiraiya. Amazing. I had no idea I was this powerful, replied Naruto, who still had a red cloak of raw chakra and yoki around him. I agree, but how well can you control it? Replied Jiraiya. Let's find out, said Naruto as he began going through all the jutsus he knew to test how they'd react. It was very chaotic as all of his jutsus were way overpowered. Also Naruto had little to no control over them in the cost of how much chakra he was using or how strong he wanted them to be. The only thing remotely controlled was his foxfire, as it was a natural part of him. Okay. Before we move on, how about you learn to control your full power as best you can for the first week, suggested Jiraiya. We don't need you to slip and cause harm to those around you that aren't your enemies. I agree, added Pa, who was amazed by how powerful Naruto was. Just out of curiosity, how strong am I like this? Asked Naruto. Honestly, as strong as the one-tailed Bijou, answered Jiraiya, and you haven't even gone into your most powerful form or gained all 9 of my tails, added Naruto, who was shocked at just how strong he truly was currently. I forgot about that, said Jiraiya. Every time you get another one of them you become even more powerful. I see 5 so far, said Pa, so there's 4 more to go. Kurama told me that I shouldn't get any more for a while after the 6th one, said Naruto, but by the time I'm 30 I'll have them all. Well, that's good to know, said Jiraiya. Any idea when the 6th one will come in? Within the next few years, answered Naruto. Good to know. Now let's get at least some of your power under control, said Jiraiya. Thus the first week was spent having Naruto learning to control his vast power in every way possible. By the end they figured Naruto gained control over about 25% of his full power and was able to properly use most of his jutsus while using it. The second and third week was spent having Naruto master what jutsus he already knew and learning the ones he brought with him. The final week Pa decided to have Naruto start learning how to sense nature chakras so that when the time comes Naruto can learn Sage Mode, he can do it a little easier. Of course, due to the nature of the curse marks being derived from Sage Mode, they started drawing in a small amount nature chakra into Naruto's chakra network, not enough to cause Naruto to start turning to stone, but enough to make his elemental jutsu stronger by 5%. This was an unforeseen effect the curse marks would have on Naruto, but one that worked out in his favor as it made his elemental attacks slightly stronger. So Jiraiya, where do you put Naruto in terms of strength overall? Asked Pa the night before Jiraiya and Naruto were to head back home. Overall? High tuning to low special Jonin, answered Jiraiya. At full power? No clue. Hey pervy sage, what's for dinner tonight? Asked Naruto as he entered the room. Jiraiya and Pa were in at Ma and Pa's house. Not sure, we've used up our rations already, answered Jiraiya. I guess whatever Ma makes. I think I'll rather go hunt for my own food. Thank you very much, replied Naruto. If I only knew where I could go do that. The base of the mountain has plenty of things for you to hunt down, said Pa. Just be careful as that's close to the edge of out territory. Who lives at the bottom of the mountain? Asked Naruto. The rabbit clan, I believe, answered Pa as he thought about, but that's for most of the base. The forest down there belongs to the monkey clan, and they wouldn't like it if you tried hunting in their land without permission, so rabbits it is then, said Naruto before changing into his kitsune form and running out the door. Is it really okay for him to hunt down rabbits? Asked Jiraiya. There's so many of them and they repopulate so fast, it won't matter anyway, said Pa. There's only one summoner they have currently and she's way off in the land of hot springs, not to mention a lot of the other clans hunt them themselves, added Ma, so it's nothing new to them. Poor dears, lucky him, complained Jiraiya with anime tears as he had no way of getting out of eating Ma's cooking, which used all kinds of bugs. Line break. Naruto quickly made his way down the mountain path that would lead him to the base of the mountain and took note of the change in environment as there was less nature chakra in the air at the bottom than at the top of the mountain. That's why the Toads are one of the few clans who can use Sage Mode, explained Kurama. From the bond, only the clans that live in areas rich in nature chakra learn how to harness it. Makes sense, agreed Naruto. Once reaching the bottom, Naruto set out to find a meal and soon found the trail of a large rabbit and followed it. Who's there? Called out the rabbit when he noticed he was being followed. In fear, Naruto didn't breath a word like a true predator and got ready to take the rabbit down, not acknowledging the fact that it could talk, as this was the land of summoning animals after all, and all animals could talk. The rabbit became very scared and before he could bolt was hit by Naruto's ki, freezing him in place and making his little heart beat faster than it ever did before. Please no. Let me go, cried the rabbit in terror. Naruto's response was to leap out from the underbrush and latch onto the rabbit's neck with his powerful jaws, biting down as hard as could, killing the rabbit instantly, with a small sequel being the only sound that came from the rabbit as he died. Looks about to be 10 pounds, yum, said Naruto before he began tearing into his kill to eat him, leaving nothing but the rabbit's bones behind. Still hungry, better find some more food, said Naruto. Once he was done, Naruto found, killed and ate 4 more rabbits before he was full and headed back to the top of Mount Myoboku to go to bed. The next morning, Naruto and Jiraiya were sent back to Konoha to report to Hiruzen and let him know just how strong Naruto really was and how much progress he had made over the month. I see. Incredible. I knew Naruto was powerful, said Hiruzen after Jiraiya told him the events that accrued over the month. Naruto had gone off to find his friends and catch up with them. Yes, it is. Anyone who forces Naruto to use his full power are going to have one hell of a time trying to beat him, said Jiraiya, and from what he told me, Gaara, who has the one-tailed sealed into him, is afraid to make Naruto angry with him as it's a major risk to his life. True, but I've noticed something odd in his behavior as of late, and his older siblings seem to be more on edge lately as well, said Hiruzen. Then my guess that Orochimaru convinced Suna to betray us was right, said Jiraiya, and I bet the finals of the Chunin exams are when they're going to strike. Yes, I believe you're correct on that, agreed Hiruzen. That's why I've been using the funding Naruto has set aside to correct the weaknesses in out defenses and having our ninja on high alert for the exams. Think it'll work? Asked Jiraiya. Not with the amount of time given, answered Hiruzen gravely. There was just too much to correct and not enough time. Furthermore, Orochimaru knows our defenses well enough to bypass them easily, even with the corrections we've made so far. Hope you've been getting back into shape then, sensei, said Jiraiya. We know Orochimaru will be coming after you. I'm aware of that, said Hiruzen. Sadly, I'm too old to push myself as far as I used to. I fear after this we'll need a new Hokage whether I survive or not. I planned on finding Tsunade after the exams and bringing her back to help Lee. Maybe Kushina will wake up by then and she can take the hat like she's always wanted, said Jiraiya. I've been thinking what she's needed to wake up is Naruto, said Hiruzen. They've been apart long enough. I think you're right, sensei, agreed Jiraiya. There's nothing medically wrong with her. So she should have woken up years ago. I'm sure you planned on bringing Naruto with you anyways, said Hiruzen, which means when Kashunya wakes up she will become the first female Hokage. Line break. Naruto found his friends hanging around one of the training grounds and called out to them, "Hey everyone, I'm back. Where have you been?" asked Hino. "All we got was a clone telling us you went somewhere to go train before it dispelled." "Sorry, can't say," replied Naruto. "But how have you all been?" "Training hard," answered Sasuke. "Kakashi kept driving me into the ground the past month so I have a chance at beating Gaara. I've been trying to figure out what I found out, what I discovered in Sakura's head," said Ino. "What was it that you found anyway?" asked Naruto. "Well, for one, she has two souls," started Ino. "Her inner self was the one I found when I entered her mind and—" prompted Sasuke. "Well, her inner self told me that when she was young something happened that caused her main personality to disappear, and what we've been dealing with is what whoever did what they did to her to remain," explained Ino. "So someone caused most of Sakura's personality to disappear and what was left was her fangirl behavior, am I correct?" asked Naruto. "Yeah, pretty much," replied Ino. "The thing is, whoever did this to her didn't know about her second self, and that part of her has been not only trying to locate her missing half, but also get her the skills to the point to at least survive." "But who would do that?" asked Choji. "From what we know, I'd suggest her own mother did this to her," said Shino. "Right, she's a gold digger and wants to live as much of the high-class life as she can," said Naruto. "By any means necessary it seems," said Sasuke, "even using her own daughter to get it." "You know, the funny thing is Sakura does have an older brother," said Naruto. "He's even a ninja, but lives on his own away from his mother." "How do you know that?" asked Sasuke. "Sakura has never mentioned having an older sibling." "Oh yeah, she does have an older brother," said Ino. "I forget about him since I only met him once or twice when me and Sakura were about 4 and still friends." "Well, where's he?" asked Sasuke. "He works in the Anbu at the moment, but he lives at my apartment complex," answered Naruto, "just so he can stay as far away from his mother as possible." "But what about Sakura? Doesn't he care about her?" asked Ino. "He does, but he hasn't seen her in years," replied Naruto. "If the paperwork he filled out to live at my apartment complex it said that Sakura was his half-sister, how can that be?" asked Ino. "Sakura's mother is married." "She wasn't always married," said a voice from the side of the area the group was in. Everyone looked over and saw an Anbu with long pink hair and a rose-styled mask covering his face standing there. "Who are you?" asked Kiba. "My name is Baranoana, Rose Blossom, Haruno, Sakura's older brother," answered Baranoana as he removed his mask showing an older and male version of Sakura. "How are you Sakura's half-brother?" asked Ino. "Mother's a gold digger and will do anything to get rich and live the high life. So she slept with a lot of wealthy men in hopes of having a kid with them and forcing him to marry her to take care of her. That's how I came about," answered Baranoana. "But it didn't work obviously," noted Naruto. "Correct. The man refused to acknowledge me as his son," answered Baranoana. "But that was just because he knew the type of woman Mother is. He's actually kind to me and care deeply about me. It's just Mother he can't stand." "Who's your father?" asked Sasuke. "A noble in the Dynamo's court," answered Baranoana. "I'm going to join the 12 Guardians someday, so I'll be able to see him more often." "Wow, that's some heritage," noted Sasuke. "But what about Sakura? Who's her father?" "Oh? Him, he's just a wealthy merchant that just misses the mark to be upper class," answered Baranoana. "The man will do anything to please her, but I'm sure Mother will dump him for someone richer than him if she gets the chance. Then there's her trying to get me to marry into wealth so she can have access to it, but I refused her and told her I'll marry whoever I fall in love with." "I take it didn't go over well?" asked Sasuke. "No, it didn't, and I left that very same day," answered Baranoana. "And now she's doing the same to Sakura by having her try to marry me," said Sasuke. "Correct. She'll most likely force Sakura to try to pull the same stunt she did that brought me into the world," warned Baranoana. "I already figured that might happen, so I planned ahead years ago and legally made it so I would choose what happens to any children I might have with someone I'm not married to," said Sasuke. "And right now Naruto would become their legal guardian if something happens to me." "Me? Why?" asked Naruto. "Because I trust you to raise them properly and with good morals," answered Sasuke. "Plus you have the Sharingan and can teach them how to use theirs when they gain their own." "Fair enough," replied Naruto. "I'll be going now, I have a mission to turn in," said Baranoana. "Hey Naruto, I was wondering if you'd like to come with me, Sasuke, Choji and Shikamaru to the hot springs?" I asked Shino if he wanted to come along, but turned me down. Naruto quickly knew what their plan was for this little trip, but didn't care. They're all males and legally adult, sure, why not? The Ino and Hinata also knew what their plan was and just shook their heads at the boys' behavior. Thus Naruto, Kiba, Choji, Shikamaru and Sasuke all went to the hot springs to relax, and see just who was the biggest amongst them. Kiba, Shikamaru, Choji and Sasuke all got in before Naruto and found that between them Kiba was the biggest, only slightly larger than Sasuke. That's when Naruto came over nude like the rest of them, which gave a clear view of just how much larger he was than any of them. "Dang Naruto, you're like a horse," exclaimed Kiba in shock. "Check that." "And yeah, it's pretty close," replied Naruto as he got in the hot spring. "So satisfied with the results of your little plan?" Hinata's going to be very sore after you two are married and go at it. Noted Kiba. Naruto didn't like that comment and used his mastery of his water manipulation to create a wave of hot water to splash into Kiba's face. Ow! That hurt, cried Kiba in pain. Then don't mention stuff like that, yelled Naruto. Even if it is true, said Sasuke, and none of us are even hard yet, so I can only imagine how big you can get. Oh? You want to find out? Challenged Naruto. I know a way to induce someone into getting a boner real quick. Prove it, challenged Sasuke. Alright. Don't say I didn't warn you, said Naruto as he made a hand sign which caused him to get very hard and very large. Damn, it's over a foot long, noted Kiba, amazed at how large Naruto really was. Being part kitsune does that to you, said Naruto. Now can we please just enjoy a nice soak? Line break. The next day was the day of the finals and Naruto was very excited to finally stop hiding so much of his true strength. He got dressed, sealed numerous amounts of shurikens, kunais, a bow staff, a sickle, and his 2 swords into seals on his arms and hips. Then he went over a checklist of all the jutsus he knew and how far along to mastery he was with them. Shadow Clone, mastered Exploding Shadow Clone, mastered Foxfire, mastered Kitsune Style, Foxfire Vortex, mastered Kitsune Summoning, Suspended, but can summon Shade whenever needed. Easily Toad Summoning, Expert, can summon just about any of the toads on the first attempt. Water Dragon Jutsu, Adept Wind Dragon Jutsu, Adept Kitsune Style, Fireball, mastered Kitsune Style, Great Fireball, Expert Great Breakthrough, Mastered Breakthrough, Mastered Drilling Air Bullets, Adept Air Bullets, Adept Gale Bomb, Mastered Water Clone, Mastered Fire Clone, Mastered Henge, Mastered Clone Jutsu, Mastered Rope Escape Jutsu, Mastered Shadow Imitation Jutsu, Expert Shadow Wave Jutsu, Adept Shadow Neck Binding Jutsu, Novice Fireball Jutsu, Mastered Mind Transfer Jutsu, Mastered Blood Clone, Mastered Phoenix Fire Flower, Mastered Crystal Ball Jutsu, Mastered 4 Legs Jutsu, Mastered Fog Clone, Expert Water Bullet, Mastered Hiding Camouflage Jutsu, Mastered Earth Style, Underground Projection Fish Jutsu, Mastered Projection Jutsu, Mastered 8 Trigrams, 62 Palms, Mastered 8 Trigrams, Rotation, Expert Big Head Jutsu, Adept Needle Guardian, Mastered Needle Hell, Mastered Hair Growth Jutsu, Mastered Kitsune Style, Foxtail Slam, Expert Shushin Jutsu, Mastered Kitsune Style, Exploding Shadow Clone, Master Water Dragon Fang Jutsu, Adept Water Style, Giant Vortex Jutsu, Adept Water Encampment Jutsu, Expert Water Fang Jutsu, Master Mystical Palm Jutsu, Expert Chakra Scalpel Jutsu, Novice Tailed Beast Blast, Novice Kitsune Style, Transformation, Mastered Thousand Flying Water Needles of Death, Expert Kitsune Style, Fox Firestorm, Mastered Chidori, Novice Sealing Art, Inside of One's Potential, Mastered Chakra String, Mastered Sealing Art, Mind Wipe, Mastered Mudwall Rampart, Adept Neck Elongation Jutsu, Apprentice, Learning, Great Inferno Jutsu, Novice Kitsune Style, Great Inferno, Novice Evil Sealing Art, Heavenly Shield of Will. Mastered Lightning Clone, Adept Firestarter Jutsu, Mastered Water Splash Jutsu, Mastered Kitsune Style, Wild Shape, Expert Bringer of Darkness, Adept Demonic Illusion, Descending Hell, Expert Demonic Illusion, False Surroundings, Mastered Demonic Illusion, Heaven and Earth Change, Mastered Mud Dragon Jutsu, Novice Windblade, Expert 8 Trigrams, 32 Palms, Mastered 8 Trigrams, Water Needle, Mastered 8 Trigrams, Vacuum Palm, Expert 4 Connor Sealing Barrier, Expert Palm Heel Strike, Mastered 4 Symbol Seal, Mastered Impure World Resurrection, Mastered Water Style, Tearing Torrent, Expert Water Prison Jutsu, Mastered Dang. I know a lot of different jutsus, said Naruto once he was done going over all of them, and there's still more in my library for me to learn. Naruto headed out to the Chunin exam arena with some time to spare. Once there he found Inari and Haku talking with Naruto's other friends. Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Greeted Naruto as he came over. We're doing alright, said Choji. Yes, we're here to wish you good luck today, said Haku. You show him who's boss, shouted Konohamaru and Inari. With you all behind me, how can I lose? Said Naruto happily. Now I got to head inside so I can compete. We'll be rooting for you. Ino and Sasuke. Haku as him and the others headed to the spectators section. Hey Naruto, have you seen Sasuke? Asked Ino when Naruto entered the main arena floor. No, I haven't, but he should be here on time, said Naruto. Kakashi-sensei knows better than to make him late. I hope so, said Ino. In another part of the arena, the Sand siblings were talking to Baki, their sensei, about the invasion plan. You really think this is going to work? Asked Kankuro. We all know that Naruto is the biggest threat since he has the nine-tailed beast sealed into him and is incredibly skilled in all kinds of jutsus. He even scared Gaara with his power added Temari. Maybe we should rethink this. Your father agreed to the plan, said Baki. I don't know why he decided to continue with the plan, even after I told him about Naruto Uzumaki. I'm worried about Gaara, said Kankuro. Ever since the preliminaries ended he's been acting strange, even for him. Yes, I've noticed it as well, added Temari. As have I, said Baki. I've been thinking about things and we might be being played like fools by Orochimaru and are nothing more than pawns in his game. What should we do then? Asked Kankuro. Avoid fighting the leaf, and get Gaara as far away as possible. Beyond that, try your best to get promoted, answered Baki. I just hope the leaf understands what led to this. For our sake. Back in the arena, the stadium quickly started to fill up and was very lively with activity as rich merchants, lords and nobles came to watch the Chunin exam finals from all across the land. The finals of the Chunin exams will begin shortly, called out Hinata. The meeting between Kabuto and Baki didn't happen, so he lived. Oh hey Sasuke, glad you made it, said Naruto as Sasuke came over. I had no plans on being late, Naruto. It would only make getting promoted even harder, said Sasuke, and it would reflect poorly on me and my clan, which I can't let happen. Have a plan to beat Gaara? Asked Naruto. Kakashi-sensei taught me his Chidori as a way to get past his defense, but beyond that I'm not sure what I can do, answered Sasuke. I'd be careful, Sasuke. Due to that sand of his, Gaara most likely has never been injured and it could very well send him over the edge, warned Naruto. I'll keep that in mind, said Sasuke. How about you then? How are you going to best Neji? Oh, you'll see, replied Naruto. I'm going to show everyone just how strong I really am. What about your Kitsune powers? Are you going to reveal them as well? Asked Sasuke. I might, you'll just have to wait and see, replied Naruto with a grin. Just don't go overboard. Alright, said Sasuke. I'm sure the Hokage would like his stadium to be still standing after your fight. Hey, yeah, I'm sure destroying the place would look really badly for me, agreed Naruto sheepishly. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on my other social media accounts. Anime God here, and I'm signing off.